In this case, romance is not durable. It is quite literally disposable, right? That's what we are basically referring to here.
Hmm.
And at the base of this entire multi-billion-dollar high-pressure system are the workers,
Yeah.
particularly in those flower farms somewhere. Their labor intensifies sharply before February 14th.
Yeah.
Again, no surprises there, right? And Prakhar, you had asked one of the questions was how do they manage this supply and demand? Because flowers can be grown all year round, right?
Yeah.
There are documented reports of long hours, exposure to pesticides, and weak labor protections in several major flower producing regions. Over 60% of flower farm workers are women,
Hmm.
many exposed to pesticides without adequate protection,
Hmm.
right? The closer it gets to the deadline, the higher the pressure becomes. Missed quotas have very real financial consequences upstream. And that burden, as always, shifts
Some.
downward to the people least able to absorb it,
Hmm.
right? In Kenyan flower farms, workers often earn less than $2 per day during peak seasons. $2 per day.
Nothing.
Is it really worth giving that fucking rose to your fucking partner? I don't think so. I would argue otherwise, in fact.
Yeah.
The speed and precision consumers expect from their perfectly timed, air freighted rose are made possible by labor conditions they will never see or even come to know of. You can thank me later for this social service, it's fine. That's why I'm doing this entire episode. So that you fucking know where that fucking rose is coming from.
Sorry, I do want to caveat here.
Yeah.
Um, I, I mean, working in sustainability, I think this has become pretty much something that I, you know, have harped on
Mm-hmm.
constantly. I realize that it is, consumers consuming it is the when you increase the demand, of course, the supply meets what it needs to meet, right? But I think the responsibility is not on the consumers. Yes, sure, of course, change your consumption patterns, like recognize what this is. You're pointing to customers saying that think about where this fucking thing is coming from, and I get that. But also the responsibility solely on the corporates that are producing this, because one, they can price this higher. They don't do that. Second, they can not take all of the profit for themselves and actually pay their people. They don't do that. They artificially increase all of this amount. They are the ones who are marketing this as a do or die sort of a day. And it's there, it's on them. Consumption
I
is not.
disagree. I disagree. I disagree on the mere fact that they are doing all of this because there is a demand for it.
Demand for it.
And where do you think the demand comes from? If there
I
were
think
no
the
demand, they
demand is
wouldn't do
also,
it.
I think the demand is also pushed that way. Like
It is
you,
pushed. I am not denying.
yeah.
I am not
So
saying the people who are actually making all of this happen are not responsible for it in some way. They absolutely are.
they are the
But
majority. Like I
yes,
would solely place it on them. I
I
get
would not.
that consumption drives this, and individuals should be aware of what they're doing. It's much easier, instead of, like, this is one of the easier things to do, right? Nobody is asking you to change or find an alternative. You just have to stop. Like that's an easy fucking thing to do. So I buy to
Hmm.
that extent. In my mind, the demand has been generated, artificially pushed, through marketing Valentine's Day as something that you have to fucking participate in.
I
And I
absolutely
like,
buy that.
yeah, and also, don't get me wrong, romantic gestures are great. Like that is
Mhm.
very nice, but you don't need to do all of these. Like, don't contribute. I think, yes, getting aware does help
Yes,
in this. I always blame corporates, but that's my go-to
awareness
for
awareness
everything.
is half the battle won, I feel. This is
Yeah.
my personal
Yeah, yeah,
opinion.
yeah, yeah.
Becoming
Especially for
aware is
such
the first
easy
step.
things.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's very,
especially for,
it's not like this is a you're changing your lifestyle in this case. You're
yeah,
not. You're
yeah,
literally not. It's a
yeah.
very easy choice to make.
It's super easy. Like, unlike don't consume meat, but get your protein from
Yeah,
plant-based structures. As somebody who shifted from meat to completely plant-based protein, I get it. It's very difficult. Like
yeah, yeah.
I understand it. But this is easy. Like this
There are
is
no
one step.
sacrifices involved. There are no
Hmm.
personal sacrifices involved in just giving up a fucking rose. And that is
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
my annoyance is coming from, right?
Yeah.
See, like you mentioned, the food, lifestyle change, there is an element of personal sacrifice taking place there because you
Yeah.
have to give up on something you love and then do that and then substitute that with something else. In this case, you literally have no excuse to do so.
Yeah.
There is no excuse. I'm
Fair.
sorry. There
Fair.
Yeah.
literally
I
isn't.
buy that. I buy that. Yeah.
So, French consumer tests found pesticide residues on, if you had to hazard a guess, on, so France, famously is a part of Europe. So, and as we know,
Wow,
What?
Sandy.
No way.
France famously is a part of Europe. I thought you were going in a completely different direction. But
no, no.
yes, it is factually correct. It is famously
Yes,
a part of Europe. Yes.
yes. So, yeah. So, like we mentioned somewhere earlier on, that
Hmm.
most of the roses, specifically cut flowers in Europe, come from Kenya, right? So, having said that, if you had to hazard a guess, from all the roses that were imported from Kenya,
Hmm.
after having tested these roses, how many do you think, how much percentage do you think had pesticides in them or on them?
Almost
Just
all of them?
Nine,
random, throw out a number.
98
Throw out a
fucking
number.
percent or something like that.
Maybe on all of them. 100.
Prakhar is right. 100% of imported roses that they tested included banned substances.
Oh,
Now,
wow.
imagine how terrible the working conditions must be to
Yeah.
start with. That the
Yeah.
final product in fucking France is setting off an alarm. This part of the Valentine's Day story rarely, if ever, makes it into advertising, but it is structurally, essentially, very essential to the operation, the entire rigmarole of it, right?
And I mean, such a surprise considering advertising is so famous for being honest.
Please don't personally attack me 2 episodes in a row, Ashmita. It's fine. You can live
I
without
mean,
attacking me.
I am
It's
in
fine.
marketing. I don't know like if I have the right to attack you, Sandy. So it's a combined attack to all three of us.
No, in the
And most
previous
of our
episode,
friends, fuck.
that we recorded, you also attacked twice born men, and I am a twice born man. So I
Oh,
mean,
fuck
this is getting
off.
out of hand now.
That that you fully deserve getting attacked for.
This is getting a little bit out of hand now. I don't appreciate it. Okay. And to no one's surprise, Ashmita will not be getting any roses.
I feel like this entire episode is designed in a way so that Sandy doesn't give me
Oh, of
anything on
course, it suits me.
Valentine's
It suits
Day.
me just fine. I have no complaints. Anyway, now that we've killed the mood and over that course, also killed all the romance of Valentine's Day, you might wonder what happens once the day comes and goes, right? That's the
Yeah.
sequentially the next question. The moment February 14th ends, the entire system slams on the brakes. February 15th is very loosely referred to as the Great Floral Die Off.
Hmm.
Oh God.
I hope the term is self explanatory to everyone.
Yeah.
For,
Wow.
for the two people who are unable to still understand it, demand collapses instantly, obviously.
Yeah.
Unsold flowers are discounted briefly as a final gesture and then they are discarded. It is estimated that up to 40% of Valentine's Day flowers are discarded if they are unsold within days of going up on sale. And days means literally days, like 3 to 4 days. Florists don't usually see this as waste or as failure. They expect it and they basically price it into the flowers that they're selling beforehand, right? Over ordering is almost always safer than running out because social
Hmm.
failure. The embarrassment of not having the roses is considered much worse a fate than commercial waste. So again,
Um,
just putting things into perspective here.
I think it is from a commercial perspective, it should be more that the cost of this is so low that if I sell
Yeah.
off a certain
hmm.
percentage of it and waste the other, I am still at a profit.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
that must be more of a concern. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So right about now, I feel sort of compelled to say this out loud. If you not getting a fucking rose is seen as a social failure and you sort of feel embarrassed about it, I think you need to generally reevaluate your life choices right about now. Because,
It's
Fair enough.
only with young people, to be honest. Like as you
yeah,
get older,
specifically,
like
especially the young people, there is literally no merit in you getting a rose or a lily or a fucking weed out of
Yeah.
somewhere. I don't know. It's same difference. Literally the same
orchids.
difference.
It
Yes.
might come as a surprise, but I've never given rose on Valentine. I've never celebrated Valentine's Day, by the way,
Why would it come as a surprise?
because everyone at some point no, but everyone, all of us at some point have
Yeah,
celebrated
yeah, yeah.
Valentine's Day, right?
Yeah,
Even during
yeah,
school time, they
yeah.
have celebrated. I have never.
During school time, I used to look like John Lennon with a mustache. So nobody gave me any roses or anything like that. But as an adult, in my
You never
twenties,
had.
I
yes.
th I think it would be unfair if the viewers did not see what you look like in school, so please we'll be sharing that as well.
Where are you
Yes.
going to get it? I have zero photos from that time now.
I've seen one
Please
You think
photo.
I'm
try
going
a
to
little bit hard.
you think I'm going to keep a photo of me looking like an ugly version of John Lennon?
No, but I've seen it somewhere. You showed me that picture.
I have. I
Yeah,
have
yeah, yeah.
deleted everything. I don't remember.
Come
But
on.
yeah,
I think we are
I
morally
mean,
obligated to share that picture with this
we
episode,
were
no?
we were teenagers, so like teenagers have very low standards. We were still dating, but that we were not going out. I think my boyfriends did not want to be seen in public with me at that point of time, which I believe I fully understand that. So nothing, I did not quite end up celebrating, but a couple of years in between, as an adult, like this. Again, I like the romantic gesture, right? Like,
Hmm.
let's go out of town. We have a couple of days off. Nobody's really doing anything. If you're not in marketing, you are relatively a little freer, hopefully. So let's do that. But eh, like this dinner, overpriced dinners, and
Yeah,
sitting in a restaurant with like 1,500 other people, and you have to wrap up your fucking dinner in 1 hour and get the fuck out. That is, I have done
Yeah.
that
yeah.
for a couple of years. It was not fun.
I've
Yeah.
never done it because the effort of thinking what to buy, where to go, it's just too much effort. So I've never
It
celebrated
is
it.
too. It is.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
is.
Yeah,
And
It
yeah.
see,
was not.
it seems at the end of the day, it starts seeming not romantic. Like
Yeah,
if you're
yeah,
if you're going to take me to a crowd, and like how is that romantic? Like
yeah,
Yeah. The very things that you mentioned right now. All of these make Valentine's Day a textbook example of what experts refer to as a planned obsolescence event, right? What does that mean? The system literally assumes that a significant percentage of what is produced will be thrown away almost immediately. That is what is referred to as a planned obsolescence event that is built into the system. Romance in this context is profitable only and only if it expires within a given period of time, right?
yeah,
Again, for those keeping score, capitalism 5, love 0, right?
yeah,
The gifts aren't meant to last. Flowers wilt, chocolates get eaten, cards get thrown away. Even the one night experiences are framed as finite performances. Durability would break the model because if love were expressed slowly, locally, or unpredictably, the logistics system would lose control over the demand,
yeah,
right? And control over demand is the entire name of the game. So instead, what they do is romance is
Huh?
not romance. Romance is compressed into
For a second, the the Delhiite in you fully came out, Sandy. For a
yeah.
second.
Romance is compressed into a deadline-driven spectacle. It thrives on urgency, not meaning of any kind, right?